red vines, yeah.
And then I did it.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he did it. It was a whole red vine party in here.
I hate red.
All right, hello everyone tuning in. This is Trends with Benefits. This is our weekly podcast where we gather a roundtable of experts to talk about the tech topics of the day. Today's show is sponsored by MailChimp. Send a better email, sell more stuff. So we've got a bunch of things that we're going to get to today. We're going to talk about a Jetpack, which is always awesome, Microsoft's chatbot. We've got some Samsung news, and we're going to talk about the Amazon Go store. But first, let's introduce everybody here that's on the show. I'm Greg Nibbler, and to my right,
Naomi Vo.
hello, Naomi.
Hi.
Ian Bell.
Caleb.
Ian's just
Dennison.
staring at the camera, deadpan.
No, we had people walking by the window.
Oh, there were
making
people walking
faces.
by.
Yeah,
Okay,
Andrew
that's
Beeler
true.
Did there.
All right.
And
I'll
then we
give
had
credit.
Brandon and Rick before that. So
Okay, all right.
Our
So there was
fans.
actually things going on.
Right.
Fans
Exactly.
fans are here gathering around, and on the end down there.
Once again, Caleb Dennison.
Caleb Dennison, sorry, Caleb.
Once again.
I
The
stepped all over you.
Well,
the
you
first time.
did. You walked right over my
I walked
face.
right over it and just
Thanks for
kept
that.
going. All right, my bad.
That's all right. I deserved it. Last week, I deserve a lot for what happened last week.
Yeah. I had to do some editing last week. No, I didn't edit. I left it in there.
That's
so
how
it's
you
for
know it's
everybody's-
He was
fun.
here till midnight. I know.
That's how you know
There's
it's
a lot
fun.
of editing going on.
All right, let's talk about some tech things here that are going on. So the biggest news that I've seen that's been happening for quite a while right now is Amazon and their announcement that they have a beta store open in Seattle, which is going to be essentially a convenience store or a grocery market where you don't have anybody there as far as clerks. You walk in, you use the Amazon app to get in. You go through like a little kiosk and you walk in with that. And then once you're in there, you just take things off the shelves, throw it into a bag, and then walk right out. And they have the ability to scan whatever you pick up, and it'll just instantly charge your account. So there's nobody there monitoring it. It's just walk in, walk out, completely checkoutless shopping, which is an interesting concept. I can see a lot of ways that that's going to go wrong.
It's freaking awesome. Are you kidding
I
me?
think
What?
it's great.
Coming from the guy who hates everything.
Yeah.
This is the best freaking
Dude,
thing
he admits
ever.
it now? That's great.
Oh god, yeah. No, I'm all about talking about how this tech sucks, right? Because
Yeah.
because there's supposed to be something cool about it, but really it's stupid. This is awesome. This is great. I love this
Okay.
because, well, listen, how many times have you gone into a Plaid Pantry or a 7-Eleven, Circle K, whatever?
Right.
And, there's just some skis.
Circle K.
Yeah, Circle K, bro. You remember
Yeah,
that?
man.
They're still around.
That you own.
Yeah. They're
Next
still
to
around.
Arctic Circles.
They're all on the coast in Seaside. All of these
Gotcha.
things, they're just
Gotcha.
kind of grouped together. No, you go in and there's somebody skeezy there. It's taking them like 18 hours to pick their lottery tickets, and then they wanted. No, wait, I
He
want
hates
the
people.
the
Caleb hates
great
people.
Wow.
That's
the
theme
great
right
Swisher
now.
sweets instead of the cherry Swishers. No, the convenience store is supposed to be you go in, you get your stuff, you get it, and you get out. That's actually a marketing line for one of these companies, but you never can. You never
Right.
can because people use them as a place to get warm when it's cold or whatever. I mean, it's just.
So you hate people getting
What?
Look, but
Tell us
Excuse
how
me,
you
let me
really
step over
feel.
you, sir, in the sleeping bag.
that's true. Look, there's nothing convenient about convenience stores. That's the bottom line, and I think this is gonna put a little bit of the convenience back in.
Okay, so you are all for it, all for getting rid of the clerks altogether and just not dealing with anybody, so you can walk in there, grab your red vines,
Well,
and
hates
just walk
people.
out.
That's why I
because
like
you
it.
hate people. Yeah.
I don't hate all people. I just hate the ones that get in my way.
Whoa.
It's like a lot of people.
Well, Ian, what do you think about this?
I mean, look, anybody that knows me knows I'm all for like the balance between tech and non-tech. I hate automation, and sometimes I like it. I don't like it because I don't like to replace people. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I don't do like the self-checkout at grocery stores intentionally for that. So I will go through and make sure I use a person who I'm like, okay, you're paid to be here. I'm going to use you, and I want you to be replaced in your job. So that's, I have my own little principles I live by on that.
I noticed that you like the hand pump coffee as opposed to the newfangled machine
true.
where you push the buttons.
You know why? Because that's how I work out. That's as much exercise as I get in a day. That's it.
But I mean, look at this place.
No,
It
I mean
looks
it's a
amazing.
cool concept until people are like, oh, there's a jam at the check-in to get my app up. The app's not loading. I mean, there's always something that works or doesn't work with tech, right? I mean, it's a cool concept. It's neat. It's fun. I like the idea, but I think
not practical.
to your
for you,
point in previous podcasts, like it almost never works the way it's supposed to, right? It's like that August smart lock. Have you guys heard of that? I bought that for the house. It's supposed to recognize when you walk up and unlocks the front door. Only if your garage door happens to be by the front door and you pull into the garage with your car, what does it do? It unlocks the front door. So then you got to go all the way in the house and then relock the front door. So I mean, there's always things that are going to go wrong with this stuff, but
that is an interesting problem you
right?
got right there.
But I think it's a cool concept. I just don't like replacing people for the sake of replacing people. So.
Yeah, Naomi, what do you think?
I'm like the complete opposite. When I go into a grocery store, I'm there to buy, whatever I need to get, like right away, and I'm trying to get out of there versus waiting in line and like people have to take out their cash and or write in their checkbook like that.
She hates people
I'm with
too. See, that's
It's
no
just such
different.
an inconvenience. Whenever I go into a store, I just want to get
Where's
in and
my
get out.
coupon?
And don't get me wrong, like
8 pennies.
Nobody likes hanging out in a grocery store. I want out as well. I mean, I just want somebody to actually put the items in the basket, and if they can just scan my phone, and that's it. That's good. But
Yeah. Oh, I mean, so the thing for me is I don't see how it's really going to work because it's going to be compromised, I would think, pretty easily. As far as why wouldn't you just walk in there and just jump over the little kiosk on the way out and take things? I mean, how are they going to stop that unless they have an actual security guard?
You have to have the phone to check in, and you probably have to have the app run in to check out. Which
I mean, I guess if it's a secured entrance,
somebody with a really dumb job, and their job is to sit there and make sure that the light goes green or red. Right?
Yeah.
It's red, Greg. You can't leave. You don't have the app turned on to leave. Right?
Yeah.
Or it's green. Come on in. I mean, that's somebody's job.
Right. And you think it'll be that simple and that they'll solve that problem?
Don't you think? That's probably going to be somebody's job on that
Or
stuff.
clean up on aisle 2, because you dropped the grape crush or whatever on your way. Somebody's got to be around. I'm sure that it's not completely unmanned.
Yeah.
But for me, it's not about replacing people. I mean, I totally sympathize with what you're saying. For me, it's about putting the convenience back in the convenience store. You get in, you get your stuff, and you get out. Like when you mentioned self-checkout before. I only use self-checkout if I have 6 items and I'm slowing somebody else down in the main line who actually needs that person to check all their stuff and get it nicely bagged and loaded into the cart. Sometimes I'm doing a huge trip. I'm not going self-checkout with a gigantic cart of groceries. But if I'm carrying a basket and I just want to help keep those lines free for other people, that's how I roll. So it's because I love people that I do these things.
I think we just saw Indiana Jones walk by. That it was Cater.
Yeah. Well, they're one and the same, really.
I think it's a cool concept.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I think if it's successful, you're probably going to see this take over in a lot of other places too. I mean, where if you can get rid of, I mean, I know, like you said, you want to keep people having jobs. That's somebody's job. But if a corporation can figure out a way to skim that off and just automate everything, I think this could be a sign of where things are going.
Amazon is so weird right now. Yes, they're big. They have tons and tons of money. But
Right.
they're going into all these different places. They're just they're taking over commerce, period.
Yeah.
It's
they're
not
a
just
company.
e-commerce. It's just commerce, cloud computing. It's just amazing.
They're on planes now for deliveries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
planes. I
Working
mean,
on
their
the
whole
drone
drone delivery
delivery.
system. Yeah, they really are kind of taking over everything. So this, it sounds like they're going to be opening up some more, presuming that this.
Where
thing
are they
works out
now?
pretty
Where
well.
can you
It's
go?
in Seattle,
It's gonna
but
be in Seattle.
Yeah, but it's
Right.
just for employees, I think. Just Amazon employees that can use it right now.
Just let that drizzle down 2.5 hours to the south to Portland and let us at it.
Yeah.
It looked like the chicken salad sandwiches were pretty good
Yeah,
in the picture.
and that way you don't have to step over anybody when you go into the
That's
grocery
right.
store. So.
That's right.
They
All
have
right.
to have the app to get in.
Redeem your
Yeah.
bottle tax somewhere else. That's all I'm saying.
Wow,
Just
hot takes by Caleb in here.
Holiday. Is it the holiday season?
It is the holiday.
The Grinch is here.
Season
of giving.
for giving.
No kidding.
All right, let's bounce out to something else here too. This is, as always, we always have phone rumors and updates. Usually it's the iPhone that we're talking about. It feels like every week there's some new iPhone 8 rumor that's circulating about what they're going to be doing. Now though, it has to do with Samsung, and as they're getting ready to release the S8, I think next year is when it's going to come out. And there's rumors that are happening about what they're going to be doing, and one of the main ones is this: that they too are going to get rid of the headphone jack and just go to the USB Type-C. So not the Lightning jack, that's what Apple's doing. But still, another company getting rid of the jack altogether, presumably to make it slimmer. But it's a weird choice to me, because their last phones all blew up, so you'd think they'd want to just stick with something nice and simple. But
That was mean. That was a mean comment.
It was mean.
Right there.
It's
Well,
true.
it was, but I mean, it's true. I mean,
It was the note. Nothing.
it was the note. You're right. Okay, maybe that was too harsh. That was too harsh. But I'm just talking like PR wise. You would think you just want to stick with something basic. Although maybe they're just trying to go completely the opposite end and do something completely fantastic. But getting rid of the headphone jack with the backlash that happened last time, and I know this is a controversial thing. Some people are for it, some people are against it. I would think it's a kind of a bold move. It's a bold move.
I hate it. I mean, I have the iPhone 7, and I like to listen to my headphones and charge at the same time when I'm driving home, and I can't do that.
Yeah, and so
It's a pain in the butt. I don't think the audio quality is any better, quite frankly. I know technically it might be, but
If you get the right headphones, it can be. But
then you're investing a lot in headphones too.
yeah, and you're also making your phone unchargeable unless you have any number of different dongles that you. And I mean, the same thing's going to happen with Samsung. First of all, here's my commentary. First off, how weird for Samsung,
Just
who's
copy
always
Apple.
talking about blazing the trail. Apple's always just catching up to them. You know, to go and flip the script and suddenly drop the headphone jack like Apple just did. Like that splash of news, that crazy move, it's already been done. Now it's just sort of like, wow, really, Samsung? That's your way of going. It's almost like giving credence to Apple to say, hey, yeah, you did have a forward-thinking idea, and I guess we're going to hop on board with that too.
Although I heard HTC's doing it now too.
Yeah.
Prior to Samsung, I heard HTC rumors.
Is HTC even still a company? Like
They are.
Yeah, I know they're making phones, but they're not doing great. Anyway, I'm not too worried about what HTC is doing.
So evil today.
Now, if LG, after making a phone centered around amazing audio and amazing video, were suddenly to say, yeah, we're going to kill it too, I would, mind blown, honestly.
Which, by the way, they did in the G5. Remember that? They had I don't remember who made the DAC in that. It was a big name. Was it?
Wilson or something like that.
Yeah, but they still use the regular headphone jack in that, and it sounded phenomenal.
Yeah,
The
no,
new
LG
DAC.
has the best sounding phones out there right now if you want to listen to music. And most people can hear the difference. This isn't like, audiophile crazy head stuff. It just sounds really good. And the recordings they make are good. And I don't get why.
No, it's stupid. Quite frankly, on the iPhone 7, the thing that makes me mad is I can't find a dongle that allows you to charge and plug your headphones in.
Yeah,
at
because
the
it's got
same
to be
time,
going both
and
ways.
use the microphone. So they do have a dongle where you can do both,
Yeah.
but not where you can take a phone call. The microphone in line on that dongle.
Yeah, and if
doesn't
you're a
work.
business guy and you've been
As
using
far as
your
I know,
phone
there
on
might
the
be one out by
plane,
now,
you get
but-
off the plane, you got to jump in that conference call,
Right.
while you're trying to get to your hotel or whatever, and your thing is about to die, and you can't Bluetooth headset it, and
Dude, that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
it's not practical.
It's not convenient.
I mean, the iPhone 8, they were talking about how it might be wirelessly charging. So maybe that would solve a little bit of that problem, but you still have to have something to wirelessly charge it too. So that's carrying another device
and
around.
that wireless charger base still needs to plug into something. So
Yeah.
if you're on a plane, it still has to be plugged in
Right.
to do that.
Yeah, so it's still going to be inconvenient no matter what. Well, I mean, it sounds like if you're saying HTC is doing it too, and Samsung and the iPhone, I mean, it sounds like the companies are just saying, nope, this is what's going to happen, whether you like it or not. This is what we're going to.
The argument I heard is they're trying to do it so that they can get to a slimmer design on the phone. But
Yeah, is that?
I
but
just
I
don't
mean,
buy
that
it. I
little
don't
bit
buy
of
that.
a
Yeah.
slimness, is that really worth it?
Well,
I feel like it's not.
inside the headphone jack, if you were to look inside, that little hole is surrounded by a much larger square.
Okay.
Not much larger, but it is a larger square, and that
Noticeable.
square is attached to a printed circuit board with solder, and then it has to have little stabilization points because you've got things going in and out of it all the time. So yeah, I mean, it does add a little bit of thickness to the phone. That's legit.
Right. But you can't go too thin. I mean, there's a point of diminishing returns, right? I mean, you remember years ago they had the little tiny phones, and you'd see people holding
Oh, yeah.
them, and it was like
Yeah.
stupid. Like, who would buy those, right? And then, of course, that company went out of business. So it's like, I mean, the human hand can only hold certain, size phones
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean, how thin do you want the phone to be? I mean, you
Right.
don't want it cutting yourself, right?
I'm going to break it anyway, regardless. I'll drop it and break it, so it's not going to do me any good. Naomi, what do you think about this?
I just don't understand why this is like the hot new thing to remove it. I mean, I use a Bluetooth headset, so I don't care. But I just don't understand why cutting off that is a good idea. Like, is
Yeah.
it for profit? I mean, I get it to make it thinner, but
Yeah,
I
is there
just-
that much money invested in a headphone jack? Where you,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you have to buy, a ton of dongles. I mean,
Yeah.
no joke. I have headphones here at the office. I have headphones in both my cars. I have headphones at my home office. Headphones downstairs in the kitchen. I'm always on headphones.
yeah,
Right?
but they'll all be useless.
And now I have to buy these
Yeah,
stupid
the dongle for
adapters
that.
now at $9 to make the old headphones work. And then I'm still having issues where they're not working 100% either. So, which is dumb.
Well, that seems to be where they're going. Some of the other things they were talking about that they might be having is the Retina scanner, which again, it seems like they're following some of what the iPhone is doing. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is the new Galaxy that's supposed to be coming out next year. So let's get on to some other topics. Before we do want to talk about our sponsor, which is MailChimp. Send better emails, sell more stuff, and a couple of things that they've got going right now. You can sign up for forever free email lists. So essentially, what it is, if you have a company or if you have a business or a band or whatever, I was talking about this last week, where you want to get a hold of people, you can sign up for this service and you can send 12,000 emails a month to a list of up to 2,000 subscribers for completely free. So absolutely no reason not to give that a shot. And they also have something called e-commerce integration. So it's one of the things that MailChimp has done to help you sell more stuff. So if you have an online store and you want to better monetize your customers as far as giving them suggestions on other products that they may be interested in and finding out what they're buying and what they're into, you can use their services for that. So it's their e-commerce integration for small businesses, individuals, whatever you want. They'll give your customers product recommendations, tons of stuff. So definitely check that out, MailChimp.com. Send better emails, sell more stuff. All right, so let's get on to another company that's going back to the well of AI here and their chatbots, and that's Microsoft. Now, I don't know if everybody remembers Microsoft's attempt a couple of months ago, maybe it was more than a couple of months ago, with their Tay chatbot on Twitter, where they put this thing up. They tried twice, and users turned it into a racist Nazi within about, I don't know, a couple of hours just by bombarding it with things. And so it would learn from what people were bombarding it with and then repeat those things back. And it started spouting off horrible things. You can look that up. Now they are attempting another chatbot. And this one they're launching on Kick, of all things, the Kick app. And it's called Zoe. And they're saying it's going to be a better version. They're saying it's going to be, they've got some kind of safety mechanisms in there to keep it from turning into what it did before. I don't know if that's really possible, though. If it's learning from people, once you put something out there like that, it's the internet. People are going to do something terrible and are going to bombard it. I mean, it's just a fact.
Keep Caleb away from him.
Yeah,
Mr. Negativity over here. We're going to get a depressed chatbot. What you're going to get.
Yeah, that thing would turn into like Marvin from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, just perpetually sad and mopey. No, listen, I'm not that much of a downer, you guys. I'm not. I just call it how I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I think the idea is good because AI does need to learn. You know, it needs to learn from actual interaction and not sound so robotic. And this is definitely, I think, how you have to improve it. I don't know what it is that Microsoft just had a problem with that other one. You know, it's an interesting thing to launch on Kick, though, of all.
Do people
apps.
even use that app?
That's the same thing I was thinking. Like, I don't know anybody that uses Kick.
A teenager's app.
Yeah.
You know?
And maybe that's specifically what they're trying to target.
It
is
was
something
a
more for that?
teenager's app, and now those teenagers are in their young 20s, and they are not using that app.
That's what, Yik Yak?
All right. Well, what do you guys think about this? You think it's a good idea to put like a chatbot out there like that, or how are they going to teach the AI, you know, to properly interact with people without putting it out into the?
I think they have to put it in the universe because, like, they're going to be safe if they do internal testing. You know, otherwise.
Which is how they got Tay. The last one.
Yeah, exactly. And I
You
do
have to learn
enjoy.
about dabbing somehow.
Well, that's true. That's true. Do you dab?
Dear Zoe, do you dab?
Chatbot dab.
Does this bot have a name yet?
Zoe.
Zoe.
Zoe. Yeah, ZO. Is the name of it, and you can try it out right
Come up
now.
with these names, by the way.
Yeah, Zoe. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why.
Well, these are the people that you don't want internally testing the chatbot. You got to throw it out there and throw it to the wolves and see what happens. I would love to see a group of just really positive, like nurturing people attack it with the same ferocity that, you know, the trolls do, and see if you could like counterbalance it, like.
And test it out, see what would happen.
You're the best thing ever.
Dude,
I really appreciate you
Mormonbot.
right now. Mormonbot, yes.
I'm serious.
Let's see what
Positive
happens.
people, nice people.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of a chatbot, anyways? Like, why?
Because it'll chat with you, and it learns, you know, lingo and
It's,
all that type of stuff.
it's to replace,
slangs,
and ultimately
right?
it could replace humans for
like customer
doing
service.
customer
Service.
service and
Okay.
troubleshooting. Like, instead of going through a long ass FAQ, you could just ask it something, and it could figure out what you actually mean. Maybe ask clarifying questions, and ultimately get you to the answer that you need.
Think about every time you call a credit card company, and you're like, it's like, how can I help you? And you're just like, customer service. Customer service.
Yeah.
Customer service.
Zero, zero,
I mean,
zero,
if
zero,
it actually
zero,
was
yeah.
like, hey, how are you? You know, here are things we can talk about.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever use AIM
Oh yeah.
with Smarter Child? Have you heard of that?
no.
No, it's just like that. It's where you can ask like Smarter Child anything you want, and like it'll like respond back to you.
Huh.
That was like back in the early 2000s.
Wow. What was I doing back
I
then?
used that and then ICQ back then.
ICQ.
AIM and ICQ,
All right.
which is still around, by the way.
Yeah.
ICQ's
All right.
still around.
Yep.
It's a whole dark little dank corner of the web right now. The ICQ users. You still use it, don't you? I can tell by the way you're looking at me right now.
Thanks. Mr. Negativity over here.
All right, well, there's some things going on with Microsoft. Let's talk about the giveaway that we've got going, and then I want to bring up the survival guide before we wrap things up. So, DT has a ton of giveaways that are happening on the website at any given time. This one though is the best to me. This is the best thing that's happened so far, and it is part of a giveaway to win a chance to use an actual jetpack. An actual jetpack. We've got a video of it. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that. Otherwise, you can go to digitaltrends.com if you're listening via podcast and see it right there. Just go to digitaltrends.com/giveaways. It's the real deal. It's a JB10 jetpack from Jetpack Aviation, and you would have a chance to put this on and use it. I think that's the greatest thing ever. I would wish I could rig the competition to win it myself. But would you guys use it? Would you guys actually try it, or?
I would try it. Absolutely.
You would try it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've talked to some people who are
As long as there's a
who would be
parachute or
terrified and would not want to. Yeah, and that's why they're like, nah, I'm gonna drown because I'm just gonna crash it right into the water.
They've been working on the jetpack since well, at least the early 70s. I remember some 70s TV shows like The Fall Guy, right? Where they have a working jetpack and he goes hopping over a
Naomi's
fence
like, what
with
the
it.
heck is that show? I've never heard of that.
Lee Majors, never heard of him. Anyway, but no, I mean, the jetpack has been a dream of everybody's for so stinking long. Now we finally actually have one that works. Yeah, I'd have to give that a shot.
Yeah, I mean, jetpack, hover cars are the next thing that I absolutely demand that tech come up with,
just
and then a
flying
holodeck,
cars.
and we're close to a holodeck. So, I mean, really, everything I want is happening right now. I just need a personal laser.
So where is this contest? So you win the contest, you have to fly down to California, or it's here in Oregon?
No, it's in LA. So
why am I not? I just guessed in California. Of course, it's in.
Of course, it's in California. Yeah, I would have guessed San Francisco. No, it's LA. Yeah, so it's a jetpack. You win
It's in Southern Ohio.
Yeah, they have to have it over water, is what my guess is. They probably don't want you flying over land. There's probably a lot of things you have to sign before.
Well, it could be one of those jetpacks, the water-based ones. Did you see that?
This one's not water-based. No,
it's not. It's
no,
an
this is
actual,
fully autonomous. Yeah,
all you need is a propane tank on your back, and you're good to go.
Pretty much. Yeah, you strap a bunch of jet fuel and and then go off over the water.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though. So it's from Chief Pilot David Mayman. So there's a video of him, and I think he talks you through how to use it if you were to win this. But you can enter right now. So digitaltrends.com/giveaways. That's just awesome.
Wow.
I want one of those so bad. Oh yeah, and you also get $1,000 in travel vouchers. So go there and enter, and then give me the prize when you win.
Use that through your Amazon.
Just refuse.
Yeah.
There it is.
Zip right in and out.
All right, and finally, I do want to mention.
Step over anybody that way. You're just flying over.
Trip over those people trying to. You want to trip over those people trying to say worm? Is that what you're saying?
The holiday spirit with Caleb.
Man.
No kidding.
You're such a Scrooge. I'm sorry, you guys.
Maybe he's just hangry.
that might
You
be
don't
it.
have your red vines in here.
You had
this week,
chips though before you walked
did,
in. You should be good to go.
Okay. All right. We'll get a licorice delivery
My
to you,
glucose
Stat.
level is a little suspect right now.
Wow.
All right. Well, finally, we should talk about the holiday survival guide that's at digitaltrends.com, featuring Naomi here in a whole bunch of the pictures, which is awesome. So it's kind of a guide. Maybe you can tell exactly what the guide is for. Like, is it just for the holiday? I'll tell what the guide is for. So it's essentially a guide to help you, buying everything that you need for the holidays, or if you want to buy gifts. It should be a gift guide, but it's really a holiday survival guide, is what it's being called. And there's lots of different suggestions on here.
And the theme is great. I mean, it's really
It
around family or friends, and
The pictures are hilarious. I highly suggest.
if you've gone to dinners, of course, during Thanksgiving or Christmas, you know how it is. You're always grouped up with people that you may or may not like, right?
Yeah.
Right?
And and don't talk politics with those people. So this is.
That's so true. I learned that at
yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, I've learned
Never.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
I won't even talk about it. I got a couple of cousins that. Anyway, so yeah, it's a really great guide. So tons of different things on there, different suggestions if you're looking for something to buy and you're not sure what to get. Like there's a whole section on family dinner. And different things you can buy there. I don't know. It's just an awesome guide that's up there at digitaltrends.com. So one of the many things that we've got there that you can go and check out. All right, I think that's about it for today. Any final comments? Caleb, do you have any final thoughts
I
for
think you
everybody
almost
out
said
there?
any anal comments. Edit.
Damn it.
Edit.
I was hoping nobody caught
You hear
that.
that? I was like, dang
No, I heard. I didn't want to say anything. So
I
just
did.
keep it going.
I did want to say something.
Good thing you got a sponsor. All right, so
Great. Stay on track.
I really
Stay on target.
I really do wish everybody a happy holiday season. Merry Christmas. Have a good time. I love you all. I'm very positive and.
Remember at the end of the Grinch, he turns positive.
Oh, this is it.
That's
Okay.
Caleb.
Yeah, this is it
right
It's
now.
just part of my process. I just happen to do it with you guys during a podcast.
Okay. That's all right. Well, I'm glad you worked it out. You know, I'm
Yeah.
glad you used today to work through these feelings and these
right.
issues, and we're all here.
I always
all
like
here
it when
for
people show vulnerability.
Yeah.
Right? Think about
Yeah,
that.
exactly. It's what we want to see.
You're growing. I'm impressed.
I am.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for
If I
tuning
see a
in.
date.
We do this podcast every week.
Hey, get there, buddy.
Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you find audio podcasts. We will be there. And also, we do the show live on YouTube, so you can always check it out right there and check out all the back episodes. Send us an email, podcast@digitaltrends.com. Big thank you to MailChimp. Send better emails, sell more stuff, and we will be back next week with another episode.